Good morning. I'm Loretta, and this is Chair Yoga. Welcome. I'd like to start us off with focusing on our breath. I'd like you to take a few breaths just naturally and notice how your breath is. Do you breathe deeply? Do you breathe really shallow? Do you breathe? How do you breathe? Do you breathe, take a deep inhale and a shallow exhale? I'm not sure, but what I do know is that breath is the most important thing in yoga, and keeping your breath with you is even more critical. So let's begin by taking a 4-4 count, inhaling to the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 4. And let's begin with that right now. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Take a few more. Feel your body release with your breath. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more set. Inhale. Exhale. And now we're going to inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to chant Om. Please join me if you feel comfortable. It makes a difference. Inhale. Om. I love that. Okay, let's begin with our arms. Up and down, up and down, up and down. A couple more here. One more. Now sit on the edge of your chair. Put your feet hip width apart, and let's start here and come up and out. Up and out. Keep your breath with you. Two more. One more, last one. And let's go out and in, out and in. Couple more. That feels so good to me. Last one. Bring your hands to the center. Let's clasp them together, turn them out, and let's take our high altar pose, which is bringing your hands up, putting your head in between your arms, looking up at your hands, and this would be the altar. Take a few breaths here, stretch tall. One more deep breath here. And go ahead and drop your arms. Next, let's move to our shoulders. Come across and across. Come on down as far as you can, remembering that you'll probably never make it all the way to your knee. At least, I don't think I ever will. But I'm willing to keep trying because it feels really good to move those shoulders. One more on each side. Okay, now let's take our shoulders up and down and up and down. And you can go ahead and do your shoulder shrugs with your head too. So bringing your head down. There's one. Let's do 3 more. There's 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to go forward and back, and forward and back, forward and back. 2 more here. Last one, make it good. Well, that felt good to me. Now let's roll our shoulders. Go ahead and roll them either to the front or to the back. It doesn't really make a difference because we're going to turn around and go in the opposite direction. 1 more shoulder shrug in this direction. Now turn it the other way. Go ahead and get your shoulders nice and loose. Feels good to me. I know I always say that here, but it does. Last one, and come on back to center. Okay, now let's sit up straight. Hands, our knees are hip width apart. Remember, you can get that by taking your hands and putting them down or coming back up. There's a lot of ways you can get that, but that is a really appropriate measurement for that, hips width apart. Oh, let me get my bearings here. Meanwhile, let's just do a couple of my circles. Come on around to the front, to the side, to the back, to the side, using your ribs as the agent that is directing this movement, the part of the body. 1 more to this direction. Come all the way around and switch it the other way. To the front, to the side, to the back, to the side, using our chest and our ribs to direct us. And come on back to center. And let's just take a few of the paddle move for the joint openers. And we don't have to do them fast, but we can do them and just start releasing our lower arms and our hands, paddling away. And while we're here, stop. Let's take a swimming move. Just to open up those shoulders and make sure that we don't have anything blocking our movements or crunching when we move our arms. Okay, now stop and go the opposite direction. And just open those shoulders wide up. Hope you're good today. It's beautiful out here today. It's going to be in the 60s. I'm feeling grateful for that. And come on back to center. And let's take our body and start tapping around, bringing our hands around and tapping our waist or our kidneys. And we're just going to start some movement here. And come on back to center. And just to finish off those shoulders, let's take a thread the needle. So let's begin with our left hand on our knee, raising up our right hand, bringing it down and through, threading the needle, dropping our shoulder and dropping our shoulder to our knee and our ear to our shoulder. Bring your left hand back to the hip, snake it up and bring it out. Feel yourself reaching and resting. 2 different moves on 2 different sides, but both appropriate. 1 more deep breath. Bring your hand back to your hip and around and back up here to your knee. Lift your arm up and bring it back down to your other knee. Lift your left hand up. Bring it on down through. Drop your shoulder, drop your ear. Bring your hand back, Snake it up and bring it out. And breathe. Take a few really deep breaths here. One more. And then bring your hand back to your hip. Bring it on back to your knee. Raise yourself back up. And come on back to center. Well, my shoulders feel pretty good now. Hope yours do. Yeah, we just did a lot of work on them. So let's take our head next, because we don't want to leave it out. Let's begin with our infinity circles, and which is nothing but an 8 turned on its side, or a racetrack. It's like a racetrack too, that ovalness. And the crossing over. Come on back to center. Shake your head a little, no. Stop. Nod your head a little, yes. And stop. Little no again. That feels good. And come on back to center. How does your head feel? Take a couple of circles. We don't have to do very many here. We'll come back to them. Stop. Go the opposite direction. With your nose, you're drawing your circle. And stop. And let's move on to another part of our body. Take your hand. Okay, now I have shown you the deep twists with your arm back here. I've shown it to you with it here. I've shown it to you in several different ways. Today, I'm going to show you what a bind is. A bind is when you take a part of your body, your arm or your leg usually, and you put it in back of your body. And so you're binding this part of you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in, and we're going to begin. Okay, first of all, we'll put our left hand on our right knee. Our right hand is behind us in a bind. See, all I'm doing is putting it back there, holding it back, taking a deep breath in, and then we're going to turn to the right. Now remember your head, keep it loose. Remember what I said about good thoughts. Flood yourself with happiness and your neck is never an issue. Take another deep breath in and turn. One more breath in. And release it. And come to the other side. Take the bind with your left hand. Put it in back of your body. Whenever I say bind, that's what this is. This is a bind. Officially. So if you ever hear me using that term, that's what it is. We're going to take our right hand, put it on our left knee, and we're going to turn, keeping our head loose. Take a deep breath in, turn to the side. One more deep breath in. Get all that energy out of the center of you. Open up your channel. One more breath in and release and come on back to center. Okay. Let's do our side to side so that we can get our body spinal movements completed. And I've got my hands on my waist and I'm just taking my waist and moving it side to side. Just to initiate this, the movement of the side body. Okay, that's enough of that. Now we'll take our right hand and drop it to the back. Raise our left hand up. Remember the line of energy from your fingertips all the way down through your toes. Now, as you begin to bend, feel how this entire part of your body, your side panel, opens up, and just breathe into that. Okay, hands up, deep breath in, and bend. Feel what I mean about that side panel? Boy, that side of my waist and all the way up through, it feels great. Now remember not to lose control of your other arm. You want to keep it as straight as you can. It's okay to bend at the elbow. What's not okay is to just let it flop. Okay, we're opening up this side consciously with effort, keeping our heart open and the other side of our chest just as wide. One more deep breath. And come on back down. And let's do the other side. Left hand in the back. I actually sit on my fingers because it gives my hand good stability. You might like to do that too. And then right arm up. Deep breath in and bend. We're going to take about 3 more breaths here. Give yourself time to open up that side panel. Last breath in and exhale. And bring your arm back down. And to complete our spinal movements, let's take our cat-cow. And let's begin in the cat this time, which would tuck our chin, tuck our shoulders, come on to the back. And this is also done, come on up, bring it back. This is a rib chest movement. Much more complete and complex than just your shoulder movements. Let's do a few of these because it really opens up that middle part of you. Let's do one more. Give it everything you got. Bring it in, make it juicy, bring it out. And come on back to center. That's good. Come on, just move yourself around in your chair just a little. Make sure your sit bones are balanced. And let's begin by taking our right foot over our left knee. We're going to open up the knee. So to begin with, just go ahead and place your hand on the bottom of your foot just so you keep your foot flexed. And again, I just gently place my hand on my knee and start opening it up. Bring it to the side. You can feel the hip flexors just moving around in there. Open it all the way up so that if you were to do a split, it wouldn't hurt because your hip flexor would already be prepared for it. Not that we're going to do splits. One more. And bring it back and bring it down. Bring your other foot up, over. Go ahead and get your body straight and lined. And then bring it out and bring it in. Out and in. Out and in. 2 more. Last one. And go ahead and drop your foot. Now, because I really like this one, I'm going to bring your right foot back up again. And I'm going to take, and we're going to do a forward fold over your bent leg. This will start opening up your glutes and the insides of your thighs. So take a deep breath. And come on and hinge at your hips and come down over your leg as far as you can. There's no pressure on your knee, no pressure on your leg or your foot. This is a hinging at the hips move, and you are opening up your glutes and your insides of your thigh. You can tuck your chin and drop your arms now and just get a little bit better stretch through that leg. Next inhale, come on back up. Bring your leg down or bring it out. Actually, I'm going to put my hands together, bring it out, let it release. And then I'm gonna point and flex, point and flex. 2 more times. Okay, and then you can just release that leg and bring it down. Bring your other leg back up over. And remember, we're hinging at the hips here, not at the waist. And that, it does make a difference. So take a deep breath in, sit up straight. Hinge at your hips and come on over your leg. Tucking your chin, feeling that glute open, come down as far as your body allows. Take a couple of deep breaths. You can go ahead and drop your arms, tuck your chin, and relax into it. A couple more deep breaths. Give your leg time. Next inhale, come on back up. Take your leg, support it with your hands. Okay, let it go loose. Okay, we're gonna point and flex. Point and flex. Sitting up straight, 2 more. Last one. Let your leg dangle. And bring it down. Okay, now let's do a bridge. So take your hands to the back. I know I usually show you this. Well, I'm going to show it to you from the side. Bring your hands to the back. Let's take 3 pelvic tilts. 1, 2, 3. Now bring yourself all the way up. Stretch yourself out. Drop your head a little bit if you can in the back and make a bridge. Take some breaths. One more deep breath. And come on back down. Come around to the front, or you are in the front. And let's take a forward fold. So bring your hands up, hinge at the hips, come on down over your lap. Bring your hands to the side, tuck your chin, let your shoulders release and breathe. And come on back up. Now let's take our hands and bring them up to our tricep stretch over our heads like this with both hands on the elbows. And okay, what I'm really doing here is I'm really showing you how we're going to start building up our core. And the way I'm going to do that is just to start doing a few stomach exercises. There are yoga moves too, but I'm going to call them stomach exercises because we're going to start building this tighter and tighter so that you can pick yourself up pick yourself up with your arms when you want to. So let's take a deep breath in. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fold over our right knee and come up, down the middle, and come up to the left, and come up. Let's do 2 more of these all the way through. Okay, let's do 1 more. To the side, down the middle, and to the other side. And come on back up and release your arms. Let's take our legs, spread them out. Sit on the edge of your chair now. We're going to take a goddess pose. So go ahead and put your heels in, your toes out, sitting on the edge, pushing your legs out so that you really feel this. It's a squat too. So keeping your shoulders straight back. Bring your arms up. This is the goddess squat. Take some breaths in here. I'm feeling this really a lot on the insides of my legs, of my thighs. I'm feeling it through here, through my shoulders. And breathe deeply. And release your arms. Bring your feet back together. You know, I'm not sure I'm going to make standing up today because I'm really liking how we're just sitting down. Bring your legs out. Separate them just a little bit past your chair legs. Pointing your toes straight forward. Let's take a roll down and come on down. Bring your arms on down to the floor. Come on down here. Bring your hands all the way to the floor if you can. Tuck your chin and relax. Use your elbows. You can go ahead and push your knees out. It gives you a much better stretch through your inner thighs. Now, if your hands are on the floor, go ahead and bring them to your fists. And go ahead and take your right fist and bring it out to the side. Use control, bring it down with your breath. One more on each side. Okay, now here's where I've got a nice new treat for you. Bring your hands back over here. Bring your arms out and bring yourself back up using your center of your body to do it. Come on back down. Come on back up. Let's take a few of those. Come on down and come on back up. It's just good discipline. Down and up. One more. Down and up. Using your insides of your body to pull you up. Bring your legs together. And I think what we can do today is take the warrior two pose on the chair. The pose is on the chair. So let's turn to our side of the chair. You're actually turning to the side of the chair where you're with your front leg, which gives you kind of the chair seat to stretch out on for the warrior two pose. Can you see that? Try to line your feet up. I'm going to make sure that these are lined up squarely. If I were standing up, it would be like this. This would be my warrior pose. I'm just allowing the seat to give me some stability. Turn my head to the leg that is bent and look out over your fingers. You're facing forward. One more breath. Now drop the back arm, raise the front arm, bring it up and over. This is your reverse warrior two. Go ahead and look under your arm. One more breath. And with that, come on down to your right angle, where you drop your elbow to your knee. And your hand goes facing. Bring your left arm up, snake it up, and bring it directly as far straight up as you can, and look up at it. Take 2 more deep breaths. And go ahead and drop your arm. Come on back to center. Let's come to the other side. Sit on basically the edge of the side of your chair. With your leg bent in front of you. Stretch your other leg back out. Drop your foot. Now, the warrior two position pushes with the back leg. That's the dynamics, the energy of it. So be sure you're pushing it as straight as you can. You're facing forward. Raise your arms and look out over your front leg. Or look out over your fingers of the leg that is bent. Take some breaths. Feel the strength of your back leg pushing. One more deep breath. Now drop your back arm, raise your front arm, come on back, reverse warrior. One more deep breath. And drop your forearm down to your knee. Hand outstretched, snake your other arm up. Bring it straight up and look up at it if you can. If this bothers your neck, look down at your other hand. Take a few deep breaths here. One more breath. And drop your arm and come on back to center. Time flies so fast when we're doing yoga, doesn't it? Let's begin with our hands. Let's take them into the lotus flower position where you put your small pinkies together, and the rest of it kind of forms kind of like almost like a shell. And you come on up and you bring them to the back, bring them up, stretching the wrists nice and your fingers, and come on back down. Now let's take our hands, fists out, in, out. Take a couple more of these. One more. Now take your fingers and bring them together and interlace them and then pull them as far as you, like try and pull them apart. Give yourself some tension there. And then come on back to the center, pull them apart, back to the center. Let's do one more of these. And let our hands go. Take a couple more circles. Stop, go the other direction. And stop. And it's time for me to start setting us up for Shavasana, for our relaxation pose. And to begin that, I think I'd like to do some breath work. And I think what I'd like us to do today is the humming sound. So the humming sound is, you take a deep breath in. Get all the breath out. And you can choose any frequency you want. One more. And let's begin to gently start closing our eyes, taking a couple of circles, just relaxing into your body. 2 circles in each direction. Close your eyes. Kind of how I think of this is Shavasana, the meditation pose, is to bring your breath, your body, and your mind together. And we've been working with the breath and we've been working with the mind, telling ourselves what we're going to do, and with our body by doing it. Let's bring them all together and let's intertwine them and make a strong core of who we are using those parts of us. So let's quietly close into our meditative pose and breathe deeply to come into it, and then breathe just like who you are and let yourself go and feel that integration. I'll let you know when it's time for us to come back. So go ahead and trust yourself. Just close your eyes and breathe into your being. And go ahead and intertwine every part of your being into you. And let's begin now. Be gentle. And now begin to deepen your breath. And feel the movements that starts to bring about. Go ahead and move just a little. Bring yourself back completely. Maybe take a big stretch. Oh. Bring one knee up, bring it in. And go ahead and let it go. Bring the other leg up, bring it in. And go ahead and let it go. Thank you for coming today. Bring your hands together, prayer position. Let's just acknowledge and honor the one true teacher inside of each of us, the one that helps us know exactly what to do. Yoga is nothing more than finding the alignment that works for your body so that your body has as much precious energy and breath as it possibly can for every situation that comes into your life. Get your balance, get your breath, and focus your mind and your body, and all will be okay. Deep breath in and out. Next breath, please chant Om with me on the exhale. May you know kindness and love this week. May your heart be open. And I hope to see you again next week. Namaste.